Hey everybody, Mr. Odom here, and I want to walk through the first 10 problems on the chapter test. There are different versions of the test. Each version has the same problems, but the numbers, the values might be a little different, so the answers might be a little different. But you can check your answers using the process that I use for each problem. I've checked my answers, and these are all correct for this version of the test. And if you still want to go over stuff, you can always email me and I can go over specific problems from your test with you, and we can do that in Zoom. So I'm going to get started. It shouldn't take very long. So for the first one, I wrote down my formula. Diameter equals 2 times radius. I plug in the radius and I get my answer of 1.2 feet. For the second problem, circumference equals pi times diameter. It asks to find the circumference of the pizza. So I put in the value 3.14, multiply it by the diameter, which is 13, and I get 40.82 inches, which is the correct answer for that one. Problem number 3, which value is closest to the perimeter of the window? So I have to calculate the perimeter. So remember, this part of the formula gives me half of the circumference of this circle, and then this part of the formula gives me this diameter. So adding those together will give me the perimeter. So I just go in and calculate. My diameter is 5 feet, and this is my answer, 12.85 feet. A lot of students miss this problem because they forgot to add in that. And a lot of students had that answer if the diameter was 5 feet. Okay, so that's something to check. For number 4, again, find the perimeter of the window. I use the same formula that I did before. I use the diameter, and so this represents my radius, 25 centimeters, so my diameter is 50 centimeters. So I plug that in both places. I get my answer. It's 128.5 centimeters, which is rounded to the nearest tenth. Find the perimeter of the figure. So to find the perimeter of this figure, all I had to do was, let me get this stuff on here. All I had to do was add up all the different sides that I see. There's a side, here's another side, here's another side, here's one, and here's one. So I add all these together and I get 14 inches. For number 6, to find this perimeter, I use these 3 values as part of my perimeter, and then I need to figure out the distance around the semicircle. So here's my 10, my 20, my 10. This is the formula that I can use to find the circumference of a semicircle, and the diameter will be 30 centimeters. I plug things in, I cancel, add it all up, and I get my answer of 87.1 centimeters. For number 7, find the area of a circle. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So for the area, I need the radius, not the diameter. So I don't want to put 2 in here. That's the diameter. My radius is 1 foot. So I get an answer of 3.14 feet squared. For number 8, again, I use the formula for the area of a circle. And now this value does represent my radius. So I plug that here into the formula. I square it, 14 times 14 times 3.14, and I get this as my answer, and it's already rounded to the nearest hundredth, so I'm good. Problem number 9, find the area of the semicircle. Round your answer to the nearest hundredth. So to find the area of the semicircle, I need the radius. So this 3 feet represents a diameter. So the radius is 1.5 feet, which I plug in here. I square it, and I round to the nearest hundredth. Okay, so I look at the 2, and that means 2 is 4 or less, so I don't change the 3, and I get my answer. And then the last problem for this section, problem 10, find the area of the figure. So I got to find the area of this square, which is 1 times 1, which gives me 1. I can put inches squared there. And then find the area of the triangle. So the area of the triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. So I have 3 times 3. And I divide that by 2, and I get 4.5. And I just add these together to get 5.5 inches. So I'm going to make another video that covers problems 11 through 20. But that's all I have for now. This is Mr. Odom. I'm out. Have a good day.